All right, YouTube. Well, I think I've successfully built one of the coolest home gyms in North America. Let's do a home gym tour like early 2000s MTV Crib style. Here we go. Now, I'm gonna turn the lights on. These LEDs. But I don't work out with the lights on. It seems a lot more relaxing to just kind of be in your own zone without these blasted lights coming down. But they work. There's only 4 of them. We get these 2 big fans here. Obviously, you can see my shoulder-friendly rings for pull-ups. We're gonna come over here. So a lot of you probably hate this section of the gym. It's totally okay to admit that. But the truth is, I have picked 2 cardio machines that are low impact because if I wanted high impact cardio, I could just go run or hike outside. So I needed 2 low impact machines. You really only need 1 piece of cardio equipment, but then just understand that piece of equipment and where its weaknesses lie. So if I sit down and I do a lot of biking for my cardio, what's gonna happen? My hips are probably gonna get tight from them not getting a lot of movement, upright activity. So I would just do some hip strengthening exercises right after I'm done. That seems to solve it. So just keep that kind of stuff in mind based on what you choose. If your piece of cardio equipment is a treadmill, you're probably going to need to do some shin strengthening exercises because you're going to overwork the calf if all your cardio is being done on a treadmill. So just understand your piece of cardio equipment so you don't run into any overuse injuries and you'll be good to go. I know that got a little sciencey and a little bit boring, but that's it. My 2 pieces of cardio equipment, I love them. Now over here, this is kind of like a more inexpensive, I don't want to call it cheap because it wasn't super cheap, but this is essentially like a less mobile version of a free motion. A free motion is that cable machine you'll see at a gym where the arms can adjust in every direction. These arms can only go up, down, and then that way, but they can't come out more. So it's close to a free motion, not quite as good, but it's damn close. So for a home gym, I think it's more than enough. Here's my accessory stand. Lots of good ones in there, like this, for example. I don't know how many of you have seen one of these, but these super ergonomic tricep rope, that's a great one. But anyway, plenty of those in there for this cable stack. Love it. Right here, you'll see the kind of quintessential thing that I noticed bugged me about my last home gym is rolling up the mats and just putting them on the side on the floor. Got in my head a little bit and I didn't like it. So I found this online on Walmart where the little mounts are and I just bought those and then you can just hang your mats up. Something professional about feeling like everything stays organized, you know? I have a 45-degree back extension. I have one of these. I'd recommend if you have a home gym and you're limited on equipment, get a GHD. A GHD is basically just a monstrosity version of this. I was trying to save space. I don't know that I want the big GHD in here, but for now, this is a great machine. I can do 3 or 4 exercises on this. It's good enough. But yeah, if you were gonna get something like this, I would just get a GHD if you can find one. Facebook Marketplace, again, another great place to find one. Seated hamstring curl, why? Because it works, you can look the study up yourself, but it turns out the seated hamstring curl actually works the hamstring probably like 15 to 20% more. So I think the number actually is about around 15%, but it works the hamstring more, and that's because obviously it's more loaded in the lengthened position. So if we're talking about being efficient with your money and your time, you only have 1 hamstring, piece of equipment in a home gym. I'm not going to have 2. You might as well pick the one that works the hamstring more. So that's the justification for this machine. Again, Facebook Marketplace, I think I spent like $300 on this one, so saved a bit of money on that. Come on over here. This is called a bear squat. A lot to talk about with it. They were originally made to load a jump for triple extension. They would put weight on the bear squat. People would climb into it, and they would actually do a 3/4 position jump with weight on it. So it's kind of a unique machine because it came from old school, like strength and conditioning for college athletes. It's good for tall people. So a lot of basketball players were using this to increase their vertical jump, triple extension and stuff. I use it for squatting, single leg squats, traps, so I can do, you know, raises, like I can do shrugs without having weights in my hands. It's pretty awesome. So amazing machine, does a lot of stuff for me, even though it wasn't designed for those things. It works perfectly for that. Like, let me show you what I mean by that. Obviously, I told you what it was made for, but I can elevate my front foot, and I can do a step back lunge, very deep, and load it super safely. So obviously, I found a way for it to work for me, to do multiple different exercises, even though it wasn't meant for that. I don't think you'll end up with one of these in your home gym. They're hard to find. But if you do, I definitely recommend it because it does a lot of stuff. Now over to this, it's very interesting. Probably the most inexpensive thing you could get in a gym, and so many people overlook it because it's not like a traditional bodybuilding gym piece of equipment. I don't see them in CrossFit gyms very often. I don't see them in bodybuilding gyms very often, but it should be in every gym. You can do 100 exercises on a TRX, and I know a lot of people look at it as like sort of a lame group fitness kind of niche thing. It's not. I can do the nastiest tricep extensions with a TRX, body weight. I can get to failure, help myself up with one foot easily, and do more negative reps. I'm telling you, you can do more tissue bruising body weight exercises with this piece of equipment than you can with anything in here for the price. So pound for pound, look, it takes up no space. You literally probably, I would have walked past it and forgot to show you guys. That piece of equipment, if you have a home gym, that would be on the list of the first 5 things I would get, because you can do so much stuff on it. You can get a full workout with just that and feel like you absolutely crushed it. So don't overlook it. Here comes one of the most important areas in any gym, squat rack. I know you guys know the reasons why, so we don't need to jump into it. I don't love this one specifically, but it's a squat cage. I mean, it's a power cage. It does what it needs to for now. The arms are really annoying to shift in on this one, so I'll eventually replace it, but I'll just get something that honestly looks almost the same. So there's no reason to really replace it now because it's not first on the list, but here's where it gets kind of interesting. Landmine attachment. You probably do 20 exercises with that. Squat rack, pull-ups, kettlebell storage obviously is very beneficial. I bought a new kettlebell rack, so I won't be using that one for long, but you can see 4 kettlebells gets you pretty far. And not to be overlooked, Matador or a dip attachment. So dips, you know, how important are they in your routine? It's up to everyone differently, but it's huge. So I've been able to, you know, sort of wrap most of my majority of my workouts for a lifetime around a squat rack being the most major place you start. If you have a squat rack, I'm guessing you're understanding why, now that I've said that. It kind of should be the centerpiece or the staple in most gyms, because if that's all you had, you could still get the craziest workout and never really need more than that.